Welcome to the second episode of HR After Hours with Hope. I am your host, Hope Malvo, and today I'm so excited. We have a very special guest. My husband of 20 years, Teron Malvo, is our co-host today. Facebook, give it up for my man, Teron Malvo.
What's going on, people? I'm very happy to be here.
I'm very happy to be here. Facebook, jump on. Be sure to share as much as you can. Let's get this information out to the people. So I invited my husband on, and of course, he has to have like this fancy title. So he is the sports analyst. Okay? I like the ring.
Hey, man. Let's roll with it.
Sports analyst. So I'm not a huge sports person, but I get really excited about the business of sports. Right? Like I don't ever really hear it as much as I'd like to hear it. And what I mean by that is more so like, what's going on with females in, the environment, in the sports environment, or what's going on with certain positions in the sports environment. And it's just like a whole lot of, trade them, let them go. I'm like, these people losing their jobs and y'all like trade them and let them go.
Well, let me just cut in right there. I mean, yeah, it is modern day slavery, but I don't feel sorry for those guys. Those are millionaires. So, I mean, they can be traded and poked at and twisted and run them through the combine and all that, but those guys getting paid. So I don't feel sorry for them.
But just because they rich, they should be treated any kind of way.
Hey, man, at the end of the day, they got a nice pad, they drive a nice car, and they bank account fat.
Okay. I guess. If you're looking at it that way, you guys be sure to share this video, share as much as you can, comment. So in terms of sports, like the whole subject today is how important is company culture. That's just pretty much the personality and the tone of the company. So certain companies might have a company culture where it's real traditional and they're really, about time, and you don't get as much freedom as other companies, aka Google, where they're sitting like on a red dot in the Zen
position,
in the Zen position. So company culture is extremely important. It's important to not only the company, but it's important to the person that's trying to either represent the company as an employee or someone who's being interviewed. You're supposed to do your research on a company as well and find out if that company, their values and their mission, do they line up with yours.
Right.
Like that's what's supposed to happen. Yeah. So it's not just a one-dimensional thing. So today that's what we'll talk about a little bit in the sports world.
Yeah.
So I got to turn it over to you, co-host, my sport analyst.
Well, thank you, sweetheart. Well, I had a whole list of things to go over, but something happened last night.
Oh, boy.
The Rockets traded yo boo thing, CP3, for Russell Westbrook.
I kind of don't have words right now.
What's wrong, Hope?
Well, because, we're talking company culture. What about fan culture? What about me? What about my...
Well, I'm a fan and I'm happy. That's an upgrade.
Really?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Explain to me why. Why is that an upgrade?
Okay.
First of all, let's be clear.
Yeah.
We were so close to championships with him.
True.
Okay?
But what happened? His old ass blew out a leg.
Comment below. How do y'all feel about this trade? Because I was devastated. I started seeing the post and I was like, no, say it ain't so. I don't even know at this point if I'm a Rockets fan now.
Right. Oh, you're a Rockets fan.
It almost changed. It's literally, for me, it's a game changer.
So side note, y'all, we go to a game a couple of years ago, and they out there at the beginning of the game, pregame, warming up, Chris Paul out there shooting. Here go Hope. Chris Paul. He turned around. He looking. She say, "Oh, Petey, he looked at me."
So happy. Guys,
boy, that made her nice.
I was so happy. I was a Rockets fan, every now and again. But when he joined the team, I was in. Diehard. I wanted his jersey. So just, okay, let's talk about, what am I to do as a fan with this jersey?
That's why I don't buy jerseys anymore.
Y'all comment.
Yeah.
Are y'all okay with this? Am I the only one that's outraged by this?
Probably not. It's probably a lot of people, but from what I've been hearing today is the majority is happy that Westbrook is coming into town.
Oh, wow.
On the real,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
Chris Paul is a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
You know, no doubt about it. But as far as a basketball player and the position that he plays, he's an older guy. He's a little long in the tooth, as some may say.
Mm-hmm.
So they moved him over to Oklahoma City, which they will probably end up buying out his contract, and he'll probably end up going to Miami, from what they say so far.
Okay. So we're talking about culture. So how does that change because we're looking at sports organizations as organizations, right? As actual businesses.
Right.
So I know trades are gonna happen, and I know
True.
it's happening often, but then you're trading out somebody that the team is used to and have started to, you know, build some camaraderie with, very much like you would in the corporate world.
Right.
And now you're saying, okay, I'm gonna bring this other guy in, and you got to go and play nice. So
Right.
I just lost my friend. My friend no longer plays with us anymore. You know, what about the people? How do you think they're gonna go on? You know,
Well,
with the
it's hard on the players as well.
see that's what I'm saying.
When you get a new player on the team, you have to go through a chemistry building mode where,
Okay.
you know, everything has to start meshing together. You know, people have to get used to personalities and how each other play.
Yeah.
There is a learning curve there. Yeah.
Facebook comment, how do you guys feel about the trade? Because I literally was devastated, and I know it's common practice, but I just didn't expect that to happen, you know, to my friend who I
Yeah.
don't know, but my friend.
Like Beyonce, like you and Beyonce friends?
Me and Beyonce are friends. We're friends. We're friends.
Right.
All right. What else do you have? I knew
Well-
you were gonna pick on me. I knew you were gonna do it.
Well, I read an article yesterday
Okay.
about the NFL, which I was pleasantly surprised that they are making some changes about having women in executive offices
Okay.
in the league and within the franchises.
Okay.
I ran across this article talking about Suzanne Spencer.
Okay.
She was the first general manager for the Philadelphia Eagles,
Okay.
which she was kind of born into it since her daddy owned the team at the time. So, here, baby, I need you to
Yeah. Take over.
take over this here job. But she did an excellent job.
Whoa. Let me stop you there. But
Yeah.
you put women in ahead of just about anything, and we're gonna do more than an excellent job. I'm just saying.
Well,
of course she
you
did
know,
an
you
excellent
do
job.
have to remember that this is a male dominant.
Okay, see, now that's the word that I got a problem with.
Exactly.
I feel that there is a huge underrepresentation of women in organized sports.
Yeah.
You know, from the collegiate level and from the the professional level. And I really don't understand why, because like you just said, she's doing an amazing job. Like I don't even know her, and I
she
know
did.
she killing it. Okay,
She did.
She did. Where's she at?
Well, her daddy had to sell a team, and she lost her job.
Oh, see, this is
You ain't letting me finish.
the story just the plot thickens. Oh Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, so
let me just
okay, go ahead.
tell her
ahead.
story real quick.
ahead.
Okay, so again, she was the general manager at the time for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
So one day she had to go through the locker room to get to another part of the stadium.
Okay, this is getting
Okay.
interesting.
She normally didn't go through the locker room
Okay.
because she respected the
Right,
players.
the privacy of the
but
players.
this was the off season, so she didn't feel like any players was in there. But
Okay.
nevertheless, she walked in and 5 guys had just gotten out of the shower. So they immediately went and grabbed some towels to cover themselves up. But one player, I'm not gonna mention his name, said drop the towels on the count of 3. He said 1, 2, and they dropped their towels.
Oh, wow.
So she said that she was embarrassed and very irritated.
Right.
But she couldn't let them see that. So what she did was walk straight up to the player, looked him in his eyes, looked down at his package, his Johnson, well, in this case, his John.
I know what you mean.
And said, she turned around and walked away, and she looked back at him and said, big deal. So that became his nickname,
Big
Deal, when it really wasn't a big deal.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Okay, so we have Nicholas who said, I'm excited about it. So you excited. Nick, you excited.
I see you, Nick.
Gabby, you are so right. Women to the top. I mean, I like the way
see you, Gabby.
I like the way she handled that, though. I like the way she handled it. And is that why? Because of antics like that, is that why women aren't being, given certain positions?
Well, also you have to remember that these owners are much older. They come from a time where they feel like women should be at home taking care of the family and taking care of the household, right? So they'll give a woman a certain position, but then when it's time to make major decisions, they don't want that woman in the room. They don't want a woman making good decisions or business decisions. Do I feel like that's right or wrong? No, I don't. You
don't feel like that's right?
No, I don't feel like that's right.
Okay.
Good.
Because he wants to come home and eat and not be abused. Because I was going to say, really?
Right.
So I did pull an article because, again, this is real near and dear to my heart. I wouldn't say I'm a proclaimed feminist or anything. I just do believe that women are some of the best leaders. And I think that a strong woman has a lot to offer to any organization. I don't care if it's, sports or not. So I found this article called Progress and Inequality, Women's Sport and Gender Gap by Mary Jo Kane. It was written like 2 years ago. And she has some statistics, and it was very alarming to me because she said, even though 40% of all sports participants and 43% of all scholarship athletes are women, women's sports still receive only 2 to 4% media coverage. Like, that is staggering.
Yeah,
so 43% of sports involve women.
Yeah.
And only 2 to 4% receive media coverage. And like that's devastating.
Yeah.
We're in a very progressive state time. It's not back in the early 50s and the early 60s where that just shouldn't be okay. And I don't see enough outrage. Like the same thing, like what happened to Serena Williams. I mean, everything gets sexualized. That was another thing she said. Even when they were in the media, they were outside of their uniforms.
True.
And they have, it was either, suggestive posing or something like that. You guys comment about that. What do you think? I mean, have we not progressed enough that women can be a part of any organization? I'm not even gonna get to talking about positions. I do want to talk about it though. Like, will we accept a woman quarterback or?
Well, I mean, as a football fan, me personally, my opinion only, I don't like women football.
Why?
I've seen it. It doesn't look appealing, and here's probably why. The league that I did see, it's a bit seductive. They have their pads and a sports bra and some panties, basically.
Okay.
Like, that's not football.
Okay.
They have a helmet on, but that's not football, y'all.
Okay.
I do like women basketball.
Okay.
So there are some now.
Wait, excuse me. Do we even have a league anymore?
A basketball league? Yeah, the WNBA. Yes.
I'll never see.
I know Houston lost their team. They folded.
Okay, so it was just.
It wasn't enough people coming to the games. They couldn't get the sponsorships and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because no money was being poured.
No money was being generated.
Because when
they mind you, they won the first 4 championships in the league.
Yeah. Can I get a comment about that? Like, seriously?
Yeah.
I mean, am I the only one outraged about this?
Probably not, but what can we do about it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it's insane. You got something else to tell us? Because I literally can't get over Chris Paul. I'm talking about something else, but my mind is still on that trade.
Right.
I can't believe it.
Right.
I don't know what to do with my dress.
Well, I did want to talk about Stephen Ross, which is the Miami Dolphins owner. He partnered up with Venus and Serena Williams and Fergie Ferg. They're part owners in his franchise. So, I mean, he's letting women into the league in whether they're owning a piece of it or being in the front office.
Okay.
So
it's some progression.
Yeah.
It's some progression happening. Okay. Because I just I don't understand the disconnect.
And also, I don't like how still today in 2019, women are still underpaid versus their male counterparts. That's a big deal to me.
Okay, see, now that was gonna be a whole nother episode.
Well, I'm here and it's on my mind now. So
let's talk about it.
We got to talk about it while it's hot and fresh.
Because he'll forget.
I will.
Yeah, and that's not just in the sports arena. That's happening in corporate America. That's happening everywhere.
Correct.
It's happening everywhere.
Correct.
But I do.
Well, not everywhere.
Where?
Hence why I love what Patrick Bet-David Rodolfo Vargas is doing at PHP. The top earning woman in that company, Sheena Sapala.
Sapala.
Is that her name? Making $1.6 million a year.
Yeah.
Come on. Those are not every company is doing it.
You're right. Okay, so PHP for everyone who doesn't know who that is, but that is a brokerage firm, and we have just joined that firm, and we're going to be offering retirement, basically financial services, retirement and life insurance. And you're absolutely right. She is one of the top earners in that company.
Not one of.
Okay, she is. You right. You right. Well, that leads us to our commercial break that we'll get going really quickly here. So we'll take a quick break.
The human importance can be a fragmented existence. Don't take notice, and you'll miss it altogether. Don't miss it. Introducing your greatest resource, the human resource. Vo Professional Services is putting the human back in human resource. So come along. Get back to human.
Welcome back to our Entrepreneur Spotlight. So this is probably my favorite part of the show. If you have not seen the first episode, you must go see it. We are located on YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher. I had never even heard of that. I'm so fancy. I'm on Stitcher. I don't even know what that is. But I'm there. Google Podcast. All you have to do is put in HR After Hours with Hope, and you can find it there. But I explained to you why I thought this was so important, and it was vital to me, to business owners, our folks that just dreamers. I used to be a dreamer. I dreamed about having this podcast. And so to be able to talk to someone or hear from someone who may be, have the same kind of experiences and life experiences as you, and they're doing something amazing. I mean, it helped me. So I'm so excited. The person that I'm going to introduce you to is my sister in love, Aketria Maynard.
What's going on, sis?
Hey, welcome. That's his sister, y'all.
Yes.
That's his sister.
That is sis.
That's my brother.
So we're just gonna jump right in. Tell us what you do.
Well, when I'm not managing audit and governance at the school district, I am a writer and an editor.
That's what's
And a 3-time author.
Nice.
Self-published. by
Nice.
the way.
Okay, so obviously I already know this. So this is really weird for me because, well, I already know it. But who inspired you to write? Where did this come from? Because, by the way, can I say your nickname?
No.
Please.
No. Okay, go ahead and don't say it anymore.
Okay. I've been knowing Poopsie. That's my nickname. Isn't that cute? I've been knowing Poopsie like forever. Since I was 16. I've been with my husband since I was 16 years old. And
Knee high to a duck.
yeah, I mean, we really. And so I
He
didn't know
stole
she
my
had
friend.
it.
Let's be clear
Well,
about the details.
I'm still your friend.
She's still your friend, but she wanted to be more than your friend.
I wanted you to be my whole sister, so you should be consider herself blessed. I don't know what the problem is. But what inspired you to write? I didn't know this.
Okay, so I tell this story a lot. It's not that I was not a creative writer before 2014, but there was this relationship. And don't act like y'all don't know, because y'all know. So, so I went to my boyfriend's house. You know, I did the cute little pop-up, you know, that we do that sometimes as women. Yeah, we do. You know, and so pop-up. He was there, and there was a woman there with him.
Oh, boy.
You know, and we can laugh about it now. When I say we, I mean he and I. There's no beef or anything. And so, but at the time, I was traumatized.
Right.
I drove back across town to my best friend's house. I'm like, girl, open the wine. I was like, I got to tell you what just happened. So long story short, you know, we drank wine. I cried. And so I started journaling because I think journaling is a little therapeutic.
Yep. It is.
Writing is therapeutic for me. And so over a period of time, when I would read back what I was writing down, I had to really laugh. I was like, this is laughable. I like this happened to me.
This is a real life story.
Yes. And I
right.
was like, but you know, this could really be entertaining. So I kept writing. And before I knew it, the main character, who's loosely based off of me, she ended up with 3 friends, you know, an ex-husband. I have an ex-husband. And so from what was supposed to be hurt really turned into something phenomenal.
Okay.
My novel, Catching Feelings.
Catching feelings. Catching
And
feelings.
it's a really great read. I mean, yes, I'm biased, but the people who've read it, they've left reviews and they loved it. It's a phenomenal story.
Okay.
Love it.
I mean, I've read the book. I mean, let me tell y'all, I was blown away because again, you know, I've been knowing her since she was a little kid, and she's writing. I mean, they are great books, and I'm a reader. I like real deep stories, and even though I knew the story, y'all, and I think I'm one of the characters in the book, actually, but
I definitely drew some inspiration from
I
you.
know who she is. She's a very smart one in the book. Okay,
Adrian.
What we gonna do with her, y'all?
Yeah, she's our entrepreneur,
She's
very
the smart one in the
specific,
book.
knows what she wants. I mean, you
that
know.
would be me. So I was really, you know, excited for you in doing that because she's really shy, y'all. Y'all don't even know what it
So
took
shy.
to get on.
I
this
don't even
show.
want to be here today.
I know.
But
It
thank
was-
you for having
It
me.
took her a lot.
I'm honored.
So from the time that you wrote your first novel, Catching Feelings, I don't know if you guys got to see it because I think we were going to the website. But from the time that you wrote your first novel, how long has that been?
Oh gosh, that was in 2014.
Okay.
And you know, so where are we? 2019. Gosh, that's a long time.
Yeah, we getting older. Don't remind me we're
Yeah.
getting older. So since then, you've
Wise
come
up.
out with
2 more books.
well, let's see.
Okay, so my daughter, my firstborn, whom, oh my gosh, she's the apple of my eye, and she graduated last year. And so it wasn't about to be no buying cars for graduation. So
Right.
I actually wrote this book. It was really hard to keep it a secret, but I wrote my second book, Dear Araya. And so this one talks about just what our experience was as a duo, you know, in single parenthood. And we had some times, but this is really inspirational. So it's not fiction, it's nonfiction. And then recently this year, I released my 3rd book, which I don't have with me, 8 Jewels for a Gem. It's an interactive journal.
Wow.
Ladies, if you don't have 8 Jewels, you got to get 8 Jewels. You have it, Hope.
I do, and it's amazing. I took it to where did we go? Oh my gosh, I can't even remember all these trips I take. I really don't take that many trips.
You know, I was.
Oh, it's displayed.
there it
there it
is.
is.
Yeah.
Thank
8
you so
Jewels
much.
for
Thank
a
you.
Gem. It is amazing. And by the way, like, you know, it's sometimes when you know a person, I kind of already know what you're going to say, at least that's what you think. And I was able to take that. I really don't remember where we went.
Don't feel bad. I was telling Gilbert a story earlier today.
I don't remember where we went on that trip.
We went. I told him we was in Barbados. I was telling him about the story. We went to the store. You wanted one of those dresses.
Oh yeah.
And then I kept thinking about it. I was like, nah, I'm lying. We was in Hawaii.
This is no telling. But I took it on a trip with me, and I started reading that, and I was like, wait. I forgot that she wrote the book. Like I thought, it just didn't. I was like, wait, Little Poopsie wrote this?
Yeah.
It's amazing. So you're right.
I appreciate it.
It was a blessing, and I'm not just saying that because you're my sister-in-law.
Right.
Like it was a blessing to me. So where can people get your information? I know we displayed that address, your website, but where else can they get your...
Well, the website is onwritersblock.net. Actually, all of my books are available for purchase on the website. You can follow me on Instagram, Aketria Writes, and the Facebook page is On Writer's Block. Okay. I guess you can just put it in the search engine on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because I want to help other entrepreneurs, especially authors, people that want to write or aspire to do it, what's your advice to them?
Hire an editor. Okay.
Uh-oh.
That is extremely important. That was actually something that I experienced as a first-time indie author.
Okay.
Excuse me. The responsibility contractually was left up to my indie self-publishing company. Mm-hmm. They did not, hold up to their end of the bargain.
Okay.
However, but even when you hire an editor, go back over your material.
Okay.
Go back over your proof copy. Because at the end of the day, your name is going to be published on the book.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So the integrity of the book is going to fall back on you. Mm-hmm. And so it was a rough experience because if you notice, this is not the original cover for Catching Feelings because I ended up having to republish the book myself, which was a blessing in disguise because now I do this professionally for me and I'm working with an indie author right now as a client.
Nice.
So sometimes you have to go through the fire. You got to go through the pruning. Yes.
Own it.
So hire an editor because you want your work to be quality.
You do.
You know what
Correct.
I mean?
Yeah.
So you want your work to be respected. And you
Yes.
can't put out a book or any written content, professionally speaking, for the writing management that we do for businesses. Get an editor.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Speaking of writing that you do for businesses, you don't just write books.
No, ma'am.
What else do you do? So for folks out there that want to get other services, what do you do?
I mean, if they go to the website, you can see a full service list, but I do writing management for businesses, whether it's the social media, written content that you may distribute for your company, the auto emails that you have populating when people order goods and services from your site. I did a brand story for this one lady, and I wish I had her email with me so that I could show you guys. It's just so refreshing when you do that type of work for someone, and they're like, oh, my God, I'm crying.
Right,
you know what I mean? I'm
you get a different feeling.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to toot your own horn, but you're like, I'm kind of good at this. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I do writing for businesses, too, and I've actually had quite a few business clients, and so I enjoy them.
Nice.
They're very serious, very consistent.
Yeah.
Nice.
And, I don't have to do a bunch of pumping and priming. They come to me and they're ready to work.
Right.
So I know that you have a lot coming up for the people. I know we can't talk about it, but you guys stay connected with her, an amazing entrepreneur. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. Okay, so we're about to close out, but before we do that, I know we briefly said we're doing, financial services. But I really wanted to just have a moment to talk to you about something that Tarun and I are so passionate about now. With financial services comes, of course, retirement and life insurance and those types of services. But we find that we touch so many families by doing this. So we have created a campaign, right? And the campaign is to cover 1,000 families with life insurance. What we're looking for is crusaders that are able to jump in and get in the trenches with us. We plan on going to multi-purpose centers, community centers, apartment complexes, and the whole idea is to advocate for families that are underrepresented and lack financial education. Our purpose is to educate and empower families by giving them the tools they need to make better financial decisions. We want families to build their legacies for generations to come.
Yes.
So we're asking folks to join us in this crusade, because what it's going to take is crusaders. It's
Right.
really as simple as that. Folks that are going to jump in and help other people. Yes, you can make an income. Yes, I mean, Teron told you, I mean, we have a woman making a lot of money
Yes,
doing this.
that's a fact.
But it becomes less about that, because that's just going to come in the by and by. It's going to
Right.
happen, right? You do the work, you're going to get paid for it. But we want people that are really about people,
They really want to help.
that
Yeah.
really want to help people.
Yeah, you're right. You're gonna make the money, but you walk away feeling gratified in a different way.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I just protected their future.
You just protect their future.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We plan for everything else except for our transition.
Our transition. I mean, and even outside of that, you're having a birth, so you don't have insurance on your child.
Right.
You just bought a home.
Right.
You are the breadwinner of your family.
Right.
And if something happens to you, how are they gonna
How
go
they gonna
on?
eat?
How
Yeah.
are they gonna be protected? So I'm excited. I'm super
Yeah.
excited about this. It has been
It's very, very powerful.
It's very powerful.
Yeah.
So we want you to join us in these efforts. So you're already looking at my live. If you're not looking at my live, then you can contact me at hrafterhours1@gmail.com. All you have to say is, I'm a crusader, and I'm going to reach out to you. You
That's
give
right.
me your contact information, your phone number, your name. And if you may not be that person, you might know someone. You might know
Yeah.
someone. So please, please, please share this message, because it's a message of hope. And I'm not saying it just because my name is Hope, but it was cool the way I just did
Yeah,
that.
that was live. That was live. Yeah, that was live.
But it really is a message of hope. Okay. So we thank you for joining us on today. We are signing off until next time. Thank you so much.